Aloha, aloha, all you magical beings. Kahu OniLuv, High Witch of Hawaii, coming to you in this video. So today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about correspondences. Now, the subject of correspondences is basically anywhere. You can Google it, you can YouTube it. Other witches, other practitioners have talked about correspondences before, but I felt like I wanted to share some of my own insights and my own reasons for correspondences. Okay, what is this correspondence or correspondences? Now, a correspondence is basically something connected to or in correlation to. If anyone is practicing magic, no matter what craft that they're practicing, I do honestly believe that one should educate themselves in the practice of correspondences. And the reason for this is we have our own life force, our own in Hawaii, in the Hawaiian, we call it mana. In different cultures, they call it chi or prana, energy basically. And so when we use magic, no matter what craft we use, we're using a part of ourselves, yeah? Now, correspondences come in because it is an outside force that we are calling in to help aid us in our magical workings, yeah? And so with using correspondences, it is helping us, the practitioner, connect to things outside of who we are, like how I say the outside forces, to help us in whatever crafting we're doing, to help us achieve the intention that we're putting behind of our work. And so when it comes to correspondences, we use items, things, persona, other energies to help us do that practice. And so educating oneself is important in the aspect of knowing what to use as far as when we're working with correspondences, yeah? So I'll give you an example. Okay, if you're working on a healing spell, right, you're gonna wanna use herbs that correlate with healing. And then of course, especially with herbal medicine, you want to use the herbs that correlate to that specific illness to help remedy it, yes? Okay? In a love spell, you know, if you're using correspondence of color, you want to use the color that is relating to love or the specific type of love that you are working that love spell for. Or if you're working to attract money or anything in the money world, you want to use things to correlate with money. Like let's say you're going to use the planetary alignment to help you with this aspect. And so these are examples of correspondences. Now there's so much correspondences out there. There is a lot and it can get overwhelming. But the important part is that you take your time and study, especially if you're a beginner. You know, if you're a practitioner and you've been doing this for a while, you know exactly that working with correspondences can be very helpful. Now, not everybody works with correspondences. In fact, not 100% of a person's craft is always correspondences. But sometimes magical beings will use correspondences for a certain craft or a certain work that they're going to do, because it's basically the outside forces that we're using to help us make our work, make our magic, make our craft. So now one of the reasons why I feel learning about correspondences is super important is because you don't want to use a certain correspondence that doesn't relate to the intention or subject that you're working in your craft. Like you don't want to use correspondence that has to do with death when you might be attracting growth in love, yeah? There are great resources that are out there that you can look of correspondences, you know, because there's so much. And like I said before, it can be very overwhelming. Take your time and learn your correspondences. One of the things that I do suggest is when learning about correspondences and how they relate with you is start off with your interests. You know, what is it that you're practicing? You know, are you a psychic? Are you practicing the psychic arts? Are you in the healing arts? Are you in the mystic arts where you're doing more shamanistic things. Whatever field you're in at the moment or your interest, go ahead and start diving specifically into that. For example, if you're into the psychic arts, you know, what is it that you're drawn to in the psychic arts? Are you drawn to a specific tool? Because those are correspondences as well. You know, are you drawn to elixirs, candles that help boost your psychic energy? You know, those are correspondences as well. It's same as the healing arts. You know, are you drawn to the potions, the brews? Okay, learn about that. In the mystic art, the spell work, the creation, the crafting, every field has their correspondences. So really take your time, start with your interest. Whatever it is that you're interested in and you feel drawn to, take that and learn. Take your time, be patient. So for now, I'm going to bid you adieu. Please check out the High Witch of Hawaii's Patreon page where we have much more teaching. We go more into depth. You can check out all the bloopers of the High Witch's Coven, Kahu OniLuv, Coven Hui. We have lots of content on there. Also, please check out our social media and support, subscribe, like our videos, like our content. And of course, if you have any questions, please comment them below and we can go ahead and talk about those specific subjects. So until next time, this is your High Witch of Hawaii, Kahu OniLuv. Hugs and honeys. Aloha hui ho.